Welcome, everyone, to the Signals Committee podcast. This is our podcast for the evening of April 11th, 2023. We are in the middle of April, which means that we are past basketball, past hockey. We are into baseball season now.
Baseball and spring football.
I'm so excited for the USFL to come back, but I'll get to that in a little bit.
I was going to say, yeah, spring football in all sense of the words. College spring games, XFL's winding down, USFL starting up.
The ELF starts in June. Canadian football starts in June.
Oh, man.
Italian football is already going. So
Italian football ends in July.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And I've already been looking for tickets to Detroit.
I really want to go
buy
to that.
those.
So with me tonight, as always, first off, I'm Jordan. Then I've got tonight Commish, Kevin, and our corn correspondent, Andrew. Not that Andrew, another Andrew. Other Andrew, how are you doing?
I am doing great. Didn't really have much going on. My parents came into town. They live about 2 hours away. So hung out with them today and then here hanging out with you. Just a day full of hangouts.
Kevin, how are you, sir?
I am good. I just wrapped up watching the USL Championship game, or US Open Cup game between Madison and Chicago for anyone who is trying to place exactly when we record these things. There is your hint of the day.
Commish, how are you doing?
Doing good. Did some landscaping at the house today. You know, I received a really high landscaping quote, and that angered the dad in me. It really frustrated me. I got that quote, and I was like, these people just don't want to do the work. I was like, you could buy this for, this amount of money, and you could buy these stones for like $300. There's no way it costs this much. And so that angered me so much that I decided to do the landscaping myself. I'm going to be sore tomorrow. I'm just going to say that. I will be sore. So, whatever labor costs they were charging me, whatever. Definitely going to be sore. They quoted me, I think, like $5,900 for what I wanted to do.
Whoa!
Oh, wow.
And basically, I'm getting it done myself, which it's completed already. Just waiting for the folks to haul the old landscaping timbers away. Yeah, I'm getting it done for a little bit over $300.
That's dad as hell.
That is some dad as hell. And then also the stones that I wanted, I found them on sale. So
yeah, you
better.
did.
That's right. And I got them delivered to the house because I don't have a truck. So
I was gonna say, did you go pick them up at a stone? Have you guys seen these places? Do they exist like in other parts of the world where they're just places that just sell stones?
God, they're
Yes.
everywhere.
Yeah, there's one near my street that does stones, dirt, mulch.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you can either pick it up or you can rent a truck from them to drop it off.
Yeah.
My dad completely annihilated the suspension of my mom's 2002 Honda Odyssey over the course of about 8 years, hauling probably somewhere around 20 tons of slate and mulch and dirt back and forth from this place that was 15 miles from our house.
We on our front yard we have river rocks covering part of and so just go and pick up a couple pounds of river rocks and just throw them in the back.
That's right. I got that done. I'm excited. It came out great. I do still got to do some mulching and throw down some soil and whatnot. But now I have some dry river creek beds. I have beautiful drainage. I am like super dad euphoria right now, and I just feel very, very invigorated. I set a record for steps in a day on the Fitbit. It's just dad as hell, and I'm fired up the podcast.
Nice.
Someone had mentioned about how what's the correct amount of ham for Easter? And I argue there is this thing as too much ham. Like you could always have
yeah.
ham.
To quote Mean Girls, the limit does not exist.
Yes. And the same thing for mulch. You can never have too much mulch. You're always going to need more mulch.
Yes.
Getting too much mulch doesn't. Is there anything else that goes in that category of just when I order pizza, I always feel like you can't order too much pizza.
You can.
Because I'll eat it at some point. I have a fourth stomach for pizza. I can eat pizza to no end. That's me.
Well, and pizza's fine the next day.
Yeah.
Cold or reheated.
That's right. My wife doesn't like it when I eat cold pizza. She's like, that's gross.
Mine doesn't either.
So I have previously gone to a Little Caesars on a Friday night, grabbed a pizza,
Yeah,
brought it
hot and
home,
ready.
put it right in the fridge so I could have cold pizza on college football Saturday.
I get that. Totally get that.
Breakfast, game day, Lee Corso.
Yep.
Love it.
Yep.
Love it. Yeah. I mean, the Home Depot beat going on while you're eating some cold pizza from Little Caesars. I mean, oh, yeah. Perfect. It's like
Do
you're
you
back
guys
in college.
remember ESPN used to have a morning show called Cold Pizza?
Yes. I remember that.
I vaguely remember that. Yeah.
It was.
I don't remember anything about the show. I just remember that it existed.
There was somebody, I think it was Jay Crawford, and it was like a Diana something. They were the hosts, and it was supposed to be like the Good Morning America of ESPN.
Yeah, that show is what introduced me to the concept of cold pizza even existing.
Oh.
And then I tried it, and I said, they're onto something.
Yeah.
Most foods I find are better cold than reheated in a microwave. So like
100%.
So like there are tons like foods like I'll eat cold enchiladas before I'll reheat them. I'll eat cold like tacos before I'll reheat them. I'll eat cold pasta before I'll reheat it.
I can't do cold pizza.
No, I'll eat cold pasta every time.
Ooh. I've done cold lasagna, but it's got to be
That's
a
good.
specific pasta.
Yeah, I think it depends on the pasta and especially on the sauce.
I can't do cold penne. That's just not good. No.
I'll eat it by I'll eat it with my hands,
Okay.
like just like straight up.
Yeah, I could see Jordan doing that. I'm imagining it right now. Yeah, totally. He does that. He grabs like 3 penne at a time, and he's just biting it off.
You know
like
exactly what it looks like.
Or
Yep.
something. It's ridiculous. Like
because they're welded together by the sauce.
that's it. That's
so
what
it's
do
like
it.
a Kit Kat.
It's like one of those pan flute pennes, and you just
Yeah. Or I'm seeing him upgrading to manicotti and just putting one on each of his fingers.
Oh yeah,
kind of like you did with bugles when you were a kid.
Right.
Oh yeah.
When you were a kid, yes.
When I was.
Well,
a
I
kid.
don't do it now because they don't fit on my fingers anymore.
It's true. I don't know if I can get a bugle on my little fake potato fingers anymore.
Which is why when you were a little kid, you had the smaller hands.
I'd like to open talking about American Gladiators, guys.
Can you cue this theme song? I need to hear the theme song.
I'll put it. Yeah, we'll be here.
Oh, yes.
Someone a couple weeks ago in the Discord told me that American Gladiators was on like full episodes on YouTube. And I had said something about it, and I was like, that's pretty cool. And then like yesterday morning it clicked. And I was like, I need to like look at some of this. And guys, I forgot how much I missed this show. I used to watch it. I want to say it was on like USA.
That sounds
like
about
10
right.
10 in the morning on USA.
On like a Saturday?
Like reruns. Yeah. Oh, no, like during the week, man.
Oh, maybe.
Because I remember watching it during the summer. It was part of my summer TV schedule.
Yes.
Watch American Gladiators. And that show was great. Like, I don't know why as a society this show dropped off. It was on from like 89 to 96 originally. They did the reboot during the writer's strike in 08, which was also a great show. Shouldn't have dropped that. I'd forgotten how much fun Assault is. Y'all remember that one?
Is that the
Assault
one
where they shoot
balls?
the tennis balls, right?
Yeah, they shoot the tennis balls. So the Gladiator has like a air-powered tennis ball gun.
Yes.
And then the non-gladiators, the people, are running and trying to avoid that while also trying to shoot the worst weapons you've ever seen at a target. Like just weapons that did not work. And so most of them at some point just got to the point where they were just launching the weapons anywhere and trying to just run between the little stations. It was great. Then stuff like Atlas, where they had the big ball, you had like the human cage you had to roll around in to stop it in a little thing. And in the first couple seasons, you had to stop the ball in the little like divot for a second before the smoke would shoot up.
Yes.
But the divot was so deep that some people couldn't get enough momentum to keep it going. So a gladiator would just roll over and stop their ball next to theirs and just like freeze them there for 2 minutes. It was great. This was not a well thought through show originally. You can really tell.
I want this to become the next escape room and just like let people rent out these kind of games.
Yes. Oh my God, yes. And like have like gladiators on hand to fuck you up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We could make so much money doing that.
The other one I saw, I'd forgotten that there was a gladiator named Malibu in the first season. Because you think of Nitro, you think of Gemini, you think of Turbo. There was a dude named Malibu who became an actor, by the way, was in Curb Your Enthusiasm. Was the first gladiator injury because they used to have this thing called like human cannonball, where they had these two podiums, and the regular person would stand over here and have a rope. Your job was to knock over the gladiator who had a little like pad. But originally they didn't tell them they had to tuck in. So this dude launches with his feet, cuts Malibu
Okay.
like above the eye, like a huge gash on his face, and knocks him out. And he's like after that point, Malibu's just gone. Like took out a Gladiator season 1. It was impressive as hell.
I'm thinking about
Where did they?
the American Gladiator video game. I think I had it.
It was an awful game.
It was not great. It was
It
on.
was
I
an
think it was on
awful
like
game.
original Nintendo. I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I'm looking it up now. Yeah.
Where did they shoot the series? I feel like it was live at Universal Studios, maybe. Let me see. I gotta find out where they actually. There was a soundtrack. Holy shit! American Gladiators: The Music, released in '93.
See, when I think of an American Gladiators video game, it wasn't officially American Gladiators, but I think of like Fusion Frenzy for the original Xbox,
Yes.
because
Yep.
that had like your hamster ball game and all the other stuff.
It had Larry Zonka. That was. I mean, you know,
Oh
there's
yeah.
some good stuff there.
By the way, the guy who played Malibu was in a bunch of stuff. He's best known for playing Motaro in Mortal Kombat Annihilation. That's the bad one. He was in Batman Forever. That was the bad one. He was in an episode of Veronica Mars, an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm as Thor. Oh, he had a career, sort of. Anyways, I'm just so happy it's back. I've been watching episodes in the background. It's great.
Oh.
It also made me think of Nickelodeon Guts, which was another show that I absolutely loved because that was like kids gladiators. Although I think there was a American Gladiators kids version, but there was like Nickelodeon Guts, which was the show that I always watched as a kid, that I always wanted to be on, even though I was not a athletic child. We'll put it that way.
Oh, me neither. That's why I did speech and drama when I was in high school. I stayed away from the sports
Yeah, same.
and
very,
band.
very much same. I was more of we'll call myself. I was a gentle soul. We'll put it that way. An artistic, creative soul.
I'm just looking at the names of all the.
The gladiators.
Yeah, there's like a list of it. There's a Wikipedia of all the lists.
Oh yeah. Who's your favorite? What's the best name you found?
I mean, there's plenty.
List of gladiators.
There's Malibu.
Malibu, yeah.
Drop Malibu in the Discord.
Apparently, he came back on Tosh.0
Okay, perfect.
in like 2009. Okay. I mean, there was like, you know, the common ones were like Nitro and Turbo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Ones we all remember. Gemini. I remember Gemini.
Gemini. You know, like Storm.
Wikipedia first gave me Roman gladiators. I was like, oh, these are awesome
yeah.
names.
Yeah.
I think the worst part were the women's names. The women's names were not great, guys.
Well, we had Lace and Lace number 2.
We had Lace,
Yes, there was
Lace, yeah.
there was a second lane.
They replaced Lace.
They gave the only deaf gladiator, a woman, the nickname Siren, which feels wrong.
Not good.
Electra.
Rest in peace, Siren.
Oh, she died too. Oh my god,
Yeah.
there are a lot of these gladiators died, guys.
I wonder how many of these gladiators were on steroids, though.
I assume
Maybe that kind of led to things.
I assume all of them. I just assume all of them. I'm gonna get sued by a gladiator now. Christ.
I don't know. I mean, they had some good ladies' names. You know, Electra.
This is not libel. This is not slander. Whatever the one it is for recorded medium.
but like Diamond, Ice,
Sunny.
Storm, Sunny. Come on, Sunny,
Sunny.
Sky,
Jazz.
Jazz, Dallas.
I just love the summaries on some of these people. Tank appeared as a replacement following an injury to Laser. Like, just that is your bio.
Laser went down. We need Tank
Cyclone
now.
injured during preliminary rounds and did not return to action.
Okay.
Oh my god,
This is
Yeah.
This is kind of sad just looking at that.
Zap was
I don't want to read.
Zap was out for maternity leave. I like that.
That's crazy.
And she came back. Zap had a kid and it was like, I'm coming back for more.
I am out. 1990 after the maternity leave. Zap is back.
Yeah.
Anyways, I loved American Gladiators. I'm glad it's back. I'll probably be posting random videos from it because there's some absolutely great moments. I don't know if we predicted this. Last episode, we made a joke about there being a Buc-ee's near Auburn, but not in Auburn. And it turns out, as of yesterday, a Buc-ee's opened in Auburn. So we're Dan Beaver. We're glad they have them.
That was a joke. I was telling you one was coming.
I thought we said that one was like nearby, but was like on the Georgia side.
Oh, I think that's what Picaro said, but I'm not sure. But I thought for sure they were getting one in Auburn, so that just could.
Well,
I have no
you were
idea.
100% right.
I have no
But
idea.
it opened yesterday,
Right.
which means the beaver was there, which means there were
So-
beaver nuggets as far as the eye can see. The jerky was flowing. The bathrooms were clean.
So we had our own Buc-ee's up here. Bucky's.
They got sued into
And
oblivion, didn't they?
They did, and there was an agreement that they would not cross turfs. But now Buc-ee's has been bought by Casey's, so I'm hoping we can get a real Buc-ee's up here now, someday.
It'll happen. Buc-ee's is starting to take over the world. There's a Texas Monthly Let me find the Texas Monthly cover. It is one of the most disturbing covers they've ever posted. I will drop this in the Discord. It is a
yes.
selection of Buc-ee stuffed animals, and it just says "The Path to World Domination."
That is terrifying. I'm imagining opening up my front door and just seeing a parade of Buc-ee's beavers walking down the street.
Absolutely.
I think I would close my door, go back to bed, and say, I am done with the day.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I remember, when I moved to San Antonio, there was only one Buc-ee's. It was the original.
Yeah.
It was. The funny part to me is when I got on I-10, like coming from Florida, like you get on I-10 and it'd be like the I-10, I think it's 75 interchange, not the 95 in Jacksonville, but like 75 close to Gainesville.
Yeah.
And you would get on, and as soon as you get there, it'd be like, there's a Buc-ee's billboard, like 1,042 miles to Buc-ee's.
Yep.
And I'm like, really? These people are crazy. And then now it's like there's almost like a Buc-ee's everywhere that I need to drive.
Best part.
Which is kind of, I'm going to say this here, which is probably going to ruffle some Buc-ee's feathers. I don't stop at Buc-ee's unless it's planned. Like, I won't stop there if it's not planned. I won't.
I've got one 5 minutes north of me, and I go there just for fun sometimes.
Yeah, you're 5 minutes away, but I'm talking about.
I go get a soda.
This is the dad in me. If I'm going to New Orleans, right, I am not stopping unless it is planned.
There's 3 Buc-ee's on your way.
That's right. I will stop in the one in Baytown, and that's it. On the way back, if it's an emergency and we have to use the restroom, I will get upset. But I am not stopping at Buc-ee's unless it is planned. It's the dad mode in me right now. Dad. We got to make.
We are making great time. We are
not stopping at Buc-ee's. The beaver nuggets are not worth it.
The fuck did you just say?
We are going to get some emails.
The fuck did you just say? The beaver nuggets aren't worth it? Have you had the salted caramel beaver nuggets?
There's flavors now.
I think this podcast is going to start a schism.
Oh,
it is.
The Buc-ee's.
There's a schism here. There's salted caramel. There's cheddar cheese. They have all flavors now. They have pizza nuggets. Buc-ee's Nuggies.
It's too busy, man. It's too busy. It's hard to get gas. You got to wait for a spot. It's ridiculous.
There's 120 pumps.
With that many pumps?
Seriously. Like, you go to the one in Baytown, you're lucky to get a pump off of I-10.
You're lucky. I have waited in line at Buc-ee's for gas before.
And then, like, the exit at the Baytown one is awful. Like, the light is just absolutely... It lets, like, 6 cars through. That's it. And I'm like, everybody's trying to leave Buc-ee's. It just... all the time that I just made, I have just lost at Buc-ee's. All right? It's ridiculous. All right? I don't care if the kiddo wants to see the beaver.
Go eat some jerky and be happy.
I used to hit the Buc-ee's in Bastrop on the way from San Antonio to College Station. It's the perfect halfway point. That's great. It's easy in and out. Fantastic.
How many divorced kids of divorced parents do you think use Buc-ee's as their trade-off?
That's the drop-off spot?
Yeah. Because it used to be like a McDonald's or a Wendy's.
The safe zone.
And I feel like nowadays, like Buc-ee's is like the neutral zone. It's the halfway spot. So how many divorced kids are getting passed around and getting handed a giant soda just because?
Did they pass them in front of the beaver?
DMZ of our family.
Did they pass them in front of the beaver?
The beaver's the notary public. I'm pretty sure the beaver's a notary.
The beaver is the demilitarized zone.
I would not be surprised if the beaver has officiated at least one wedding.
I assume that the costume mascot is a notary public and a justice of the peace. I just assume that that's the case.
I'm sure
he's got power of attorney over somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Buc-ee's has got everything. Also, the original one in Luling, it's always packed because it was the tiny one and they tried to expand it. It's still not big enough.
They're making a bigger one.
Yeah, they're trying.
They're going to make it bigger than the one in Tennessee. It's going to be over 75,000 square feet.
Too big.
What if we just make Texas one giant Buc-ee's?
I think I'd be okay with it at this point.
I mean,
cheap ice.
If they put
clean bathrooms.
If they put a Buc-ee's from San Antonio to El Paso, I would really appreciate that because there ain't shit out there.
Yeah, there are no Buc-ee's in that direction.
Put one in Van Horn, for God's sakes. You got all those mileage signs out there taunting me like Van Horn is something. Let there be a Buc-ee's at least.
No,
There's
nothing-
nothing there.
There's nothing about it.
We got the Marfa Prada, and we're going to get the Marfa Buc-ee.
That's
Yes.
right.
Oh my God, a Marfa Buc-ee's? Holy shit. They'd make a ton of money.
Would they would?
If you
Did
put
you
one
guys-
just over the border between like Pennsylvania and New Jersey on 95, you would make all of the money from everyone who doesn't want to deal with gas station attendants in Jersey.
See, I was thinking of Buc-ee's with gas station attendants on the Jersey side. What if Buc-ee's, but you had to have someone pump your gas for you? I
And
feel
they
like
were
that
all
would
dressed like beavers.
Holy
This
shit.
would also cut about 7 hours out of the travel time from Yankee Stadium to the nearest Buc-ee's, as posited on Sunday's podcast.
Yes, it is.
Because I looked that up, and it is in Florence, South Carolina, which would not be a culture shock at all to anyone of our Bad Boy Mowers sponsored
Yeah.
listeners.
Did you guys see Deion Sanders' response to meeting Ralphie the Buffalo? I'm going to throw the audio in.
Absolutely.
It was amazing.
I did not
And it's
watch, I did not
100%
watch the video
correct.
I
But it's
feel you,
very,
Dion.
very funny.
I just clipped the part, like it was like a 3-minute video. I just clipped the part of him, like he fed Ralphie with like some gloves and stuff, but then they're doing the Ralphie running around the field, and I just clipped that part of him. I am Dion here. I am not. I was just like Dion, so I feel you, Dion here. Coach Prime.
I have been to a Colorado game.
Oh, we supposed to stay here while the thing is coming?
Yep, I'll just take you a step back.
Right there.
Oh,
She's gonna stop right
Step
there.
back- step back
Yep,
a little
I
bit,
would
Deion.
react just
Oh,
like
we'll
that.
take one step
no.
back,
I'm
and
not
you'll
standing
be
here while this
fine.
thing is coming at me full speed. Oh no! No!
Oh, God.
No! No, no, no.
Yep.
You staying in there, coach? You coming out?
Ralphie was intimidating.
Nice to meet you, coach.
That was intimidating.
She's coming.
That was intimidating. That was something. When Ralphie was coming, that was intimidating.
I have seen enough tweets from various national parks accounts saying to leave the buffalo alone. I would be terrified too.
Oh, yeah, no,
Yeah.
absolutely. No, this is 100% the right response to have to
Definitely.
a buffalo coming at you.
I don't care how tame you say it is still a wild animal.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I mean, I love the oh no. I think I watched it like at least like 10 times, and then at the end you can tell how flustered he is because he said that was intimidating 4 times. That's all he could say. Like when I mean, you saw Ralphie coming at me. It was very
It's hard to- it's-
intimidating.
Deion doesn't
He's trying
get shook
very hard
often.
not to say terrifying. there.
He's like that
But
was
that's the word that he means.
intimidating.
So good. I love it. I love Ralphie. Ralphie's one of my favorite mascots out there.
Oh yeah.
I went
The-
to a Colorado game back in like 2012-ish. I don't remember. It was Hawaii at Colorado because my college roommate was a Hawaii fan. And he goes whenever they're stateside. It was wonderful seeing Ralphie run around the stadium in real life. TV does not do it justice. Just how fast she goes.
Watching the people with her hold on for dear life. Like, if you really look at them,
Yeah.
they're actually holding on for dear life.
Yep. They are doing their best to stay upright.
Definitely. It was like the moment they let Ralphie go, and like you could just your heart kind of stops. You're like, oh no.
That's well.
They let
There
him
goes
go
Deion,
into the
okay.
trailer. Dion's like, oh no.
The
how I
opening line of "we supposed to just stand here while it's coming at us" just sums the whole thing up perfectly.
Yep.
And then she was like, well, you're gonna need to step back a little bit. And it was like, that's it. Like it was like barely a step back. But you're in a trailer. You're trapped with Ralphie.
I'd like to congratulate Georgia. The conclave has finished. They have chosen a new dog. We say hello to
Pupham.
we Habemos Pupham. I said Habemos dog also works. We welcome Boom, who is going to be Uga the 11th, I believe. I will drop a picture of Uga the 11th in the chat. Nothing about this is going to make you go, oh, they really picked a different one this time. It is another Uga. They all look the same.
Yep. That is indeed another white bulldog.
They apparently have a coloring ceremony.
Do they parade him around in like the pup mobile? Sorry, I was going for Pope jokes, but yes, I got one. The other two are just like whatever.
You got me. You got me.
One. All right.
I think
I was trying to work an ice pack joke in there somehow and got
okay.
lost
That'd be
in
good.
that instead.
No, I think if they do parade him around, it's going to have to be in a vehicle of some sort, because I'm not sure that any UGA can take more than about 20 steps without getting winded.
Well, especially like in the Georgia heat too. Yeah, it's got to be bad for him.
I mean, it's bad for me. I know how I react in the Georgia heat, and theoretically, I'm supposed to be able to withstand that.
Fair.
But
Can we get him in a red version of the coat that the Pope was wearing in that viral AI video from the other day, and just stuff that with ice?
I assume,
because I think we'd all enjoy that, including Ugo,
including
11.
him. Yeah,
he would
Yes.
so enjoy that. And then our other bit of football news: our beautiful boy decided to not stay in Thailand for the rest of his life like we thought he would. Not just take his fucking money and go away. Kliff Kingsbury has coach brain. He's coming back to work. He's going to USC.
So I know that the common nickname for him for a while has been Coach Ryan Gosling. And now he's going to be in LA with the real Ryan Gosling. I just want to see a picture of the two of them hanging out together.
That would be great.
I'm not sure I have ever seen Kliff Kingsbury without a headset on, and I would like to say I've never seen someone more made to wear a headset. His head is so narrow, and it just like having the headset
big
on
cans
makes
just
him
give him
look
depth.
like a normally proportioned human, but it's just so tubular otherwise, and I can't get past it.
He looks like someone took one of the sliders in The Sims and turned off like the boundaries. Like in this shot, even like he's got good cheekbones, but the head is just very narrow.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think you're right. You put a set of cannons on him, and all of a sudden, it fills it out.
You think his helmet that he wore for Texas Tech back in the day, the old school helmets, maybe like compressed a little bit here? You know, because I mean, the old helmets, you had the Peyton Manning with the giant, red splotch on his forehead.
Yeah.
You know, maybe something like that was compressing some things. You know, the giant Texas Tech helmet was just a little too tight.
Yep.
You know, maybe something like that.
You're like, I'm sorry, your helmet's too small. We can't afford new equipment.
I found something else in the Discord chat for you guys. A little young Kliff Kingsbury.
Oh wow,
looking very 99, 2000, 2001.
Kliff Kingsbury taking
that
over
is
for the
absolutely
99
the
2000.
villain in a Disney sports movie.
Oh, totally.
Right?
Oh, 100%.
Absolutely. This is in the Mighty Ducks. He would have played for Iceland.
Mm-hmm.
In why was Iceland the bad guy in the Mighty Ducks 2 when very clearly it should have been like Russia? Why was it Iceland? Sorry,
they were probably trying to avoid being overly political at the time. I don't know.
Well, the Cold War had ended at this point, so the Mighty
Cold
Ducks,
War had ended.
That's right.
We just got over the Miracle on Ice.
Just got over the Miracle on Ice like over a decade ago.
We wanted to teach children that Iceland exists.
That's right.
I guess so.
That's right. I mean, they had a bunch of weird countries in that. I mean, Jamaica had a hockey team, I believe. Or am I getting that confused with D2?
I'm talking about D2.
Oh, okay. All right. I mean,
the original was all took place in Minnesota. That was all minor league. It was D2. They went to the World Games.
D2, yes.
Then
okay.
D3, they went to private school, I believe.
Sure.
Oh, I'm sorry. My love of Mighty Ducks is weird, but we talk about fucking, Air Bud, curling.
Three episodes of Air Bud.
Air Bud, on ice, the curling episode, the curling movie.
Is there one?
And all of a sudden,
Is there Air Bud?
I don't know.
Did Air Bud play hockey? I didn't know about that.
I went Air Bud curling.
No, I can't remember. I couldn't remember D3, so I just said sure. I wasn't trying to be. I couldn't.
Air Bud does luge. Air Bud at the Winter Olympics. He has to be. He's playing. He's anchor on the bobsled team now. Look at him.
I'm trying to think of a good winter sports.
Feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme, get on up. It's Air Bud time.
There we go.
Warnings.
Okay.
Thanks,
plot,
Coach.
Here, workshop this plot with me. The entire, give me a small country, Andorra. The entire Andorra Winter Olympic team dies in a plane crash. Air Bud has to do all the has to do all the events at the Winter Olympics now.
Or
For
is this what
Andorra.
we bring the Air Buddies in for?
The Air
Yes,
Buddies.
there we go.
That's it.
Uh-huh.
Done. Bring 'em in.
So it's Air Bud doing figure skating,
Oh,
Air Bud doing ice dancing, Air Bud doing biathlon.
Yes.
How does he shoot? I don't fucking know.
I don't know.
Air Bud doing cross country skiing, Air Bud doing alpine, Air Bud doing snowboarding, Air Bud doing
I can see the snowboarding already. That's,
ice hockey.
Yes.
Oh yeah, this is all great.
Yes.
This is all gold. Curling, skeleton, luge, bobsled.
I would
What
love to
else is
see
it?
Air Bud in the
Ski jump.
skeleton. You know,
Yeah,
the skeleton's the one where like Air Bud is like facing forward.
he's just laying
You
down,
can just see
stomach
the-
out.
It's a cute Air Bud face. Just
See, now I'm imagining the curling, instead of sweeping, he's just wagging his tail on the ice.
done. I mean,
It
we
writes
that would be
itself.
perfect.
They
Steven
write
fucking writes
themselves.
itself.
They write themselves.
Oh my god.
We're bringing back Air Bud, folks. The Sickos Committee leaves college football to write Air Bud.
More Air Bud
More-
directed DVD
more Air
sequels.
Bud. Direct to Netflix, Air Bud. Or
what
they
I
Disney,
did over
Disney
summer
Plus.
vacation.
Then we got Air Bud at the World Games. Air Bud plays korfball. Air Bud plays fistball.
That's right.
Air Bud does bouldering. Air Bud does sumo. Air Bud does orienteering.
Air Bud would be great at orienteering. I'm just gonna say
Would
that.
be.
Oh,
He
absolutely.
wouldn't even need a
Would
map.
be.
Wouldn't even need a map.
Air Bud does life saving.
Yeah.
Air Bud jumps out of a plane.
Air Bud, you know, he could do breaking dancing. It'd be great.
There we go.
Airbud does orienteering is basically just homeward bound, isn't it?
It's just-
And there was a golden retriever in that.
No, there, we got it.
Anyways, Kliff Kingsbury. That's what we were talking about.
I don't know.
He's back in California.
I don't know how we went on that tangent in the mighty.
It doesn't matter.
What set you off was me saying sure because I wasn't sure about
Oh, that's
D3. That's it. He's like,
That's right.
oh, you talk about Air. I got you on the Airbud. All right, the Airbud moment. Every podcast, 4 in a row. We got to keep it going.
So they hired him to be the QB whisperer to Caleb Williams, who's already doing very well. He already won
Right.
the fucking Heisman. What are we trying to do here?
I guess whispering his replacement, because this is the last year, isn't it?
Oh
Or
yeah,
this will be.
yeah. I mean, Caleb's
Yeah.
probably gonna go to the draft next year. I would think, right?
I thought this was only his second year.
No, I think he can declare after this year.
Oh yeah,
I think
because
he's a junior.
he still gets that. Yeah, and then he still gets that COVID year if he wants it.
Yeah,
Oh shit, he was. I forget that he was in Oklahoma. Sorry, I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
forgot about the Oklahoma year.
Wait, you thought he was a freshman?
Yeah, that was a freshman.
Wow.
Whatever. I saw him in person. He looked okay. Whatever. Tulane ran him up. I don't care.
I mean,
I was
he
there.
had
I
great
saw it.
stats. It doesn't matter. Green Wave won the game.
Yeah.
That's right. Roll Wave.
I don't know how much they offered Kliff to come out of whatever retirement he was in, but I hope it was enough because maybe I'm just built differently than these football coaches. In fact, change that. I know I'm built different than these football coaches. If you give me a couple million to do nothing, I'm going to go do nothing for a bit.
Yeah, and Tylen's cheap, so it's very unlikely that he blew through his buyout already.
No.
There's no way.
I mean, it is still possible, but extremely unlikely.
It's just
And
like
how
something
far is that
about
buyout going to go in LA?
I mean, just something
Not
that you
very.
get with these coaches. They just can't quit coaching. Like they just want to coach. It's like when I was doing the Substack with all the weird, coaching histories. Like these people will go to extraordinary lengths to coach. Like they just want to coach. So it's just it's weird that they get to travel and go to these strange places. I mean, like if one of us quits our job, like maybe we would just drive 5 minutes different in the city that we're at. I mean, like they quit their job or they get fired, they're moving clear across the country, or I mean, really for him, it's like Arizona to LA, technically, with a stop in Thailand in between. It's just something that you just can't quit coaching. It's just weird. It's like a weird lifestyle. Like I gotta coach.
I know band directors like this, and because I am a reformed band director, I no longer feels this way, but I get that, I guess, because I definitely know band directors that even like they retired for like a year or two, and then like go do something like band adjacent because they just can't fucking stop doing what they're doing.
They have that hustle coach culture.
Rabbit brain culture.
That's right.
Or Easter something.
Man, air raid for life. Just that's it.
Kevin, tell us about the Open Cup. How are things going?
So we just wrapped up the second round, which is when all of our non-MLS professional teams come in. So anyone who's in the second or third tier of U.S. soccer, which is all widely considered professional, they all come in and they play the winners of the first round. who were all semi-pro and amateur teams. So it gets pretty chalky at this point. We've got a lot more professional teams playing, some semi-pros, some amateurs, some just completely random people coming in. But we had a few upsets this time around.
Is this annual or is it every
Yes,
year?
it's every year.
Okay.
We had the South Georgia Tormenta, who are a professional team in USL League One, beat the Rio Grande Valley FC, who are in the USL Championship. The two of them.
It's
No.
bullshit.
Not the RGV.
2-1.
No.
Bullshit.
Oh,
Yeah.
My beloved
Um,
RGV FC.
They tormented them.
Yes, I believe Rio Grande Valley is the Toros.
Sounds right.
They are. Soon to be
this
also
is
the home of who's going to
The
be there soon.
Vaqueros.
Vaqueros.
That's right.
UT RGV Vaqueros in D1. D1.
What kind of logo is this for the Tormenta? It looks like a,
Okay, I
like
was
a
okay.
pumpkin.
We were just looking at this. Okay, we're looking at the same thing, right?
What?
I don't know what that is.
That is a pelican, but it's not Volning, so I am not interested.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
Yes, I also
Only
believe it's a
Pelicans I
pelican.
want are Volning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Omaha did pretty good last year's Open Cup. Took out Chicago and Minneapolis, but then lost to KC.
The RGV Toros logo is much better, by the way.
Union Omaha is still in the tournament. They did win their second round game. They'll be playing MLS expansion team St. Louis City in the third round on the 25th. All the third round games are the 25th and 26th. Other upsets that we had: Tulsa Athletic of the National Premier Soccer League beat Crosstown FC Tulsa of the USL
That's a big
Championship.
win.
So
That's a big
yes,
win.
this is a semi-pro over professional second-tier U.S. soccer game. These two teams met in round 2 last year as well, which FC Tulsa won. So
Oh, revenge.
Tulsa Athletic gets to avenge their defeat, and they will play Sporting Kansas City.
Oh, okay.
in 2
That's gonna
weeks.
be rough.
Yeah.
Also, Athletic has a great logo.
So like Tulsa Athletic versus FC Tulsa. Do they call that the Tulsa Tussle?
Oh God, I hope so.
I think we are going to
That's what we're
start
calling
that
it.
if we can't,
All right,
if they don't
trademark.
already.
The Tulsa Tussle.
TM.
Don't steal our ideas, whoever listens to this podcast. Which
Patent pending.
patent copyright.
Here's our Union Omaha update. They beat El Paso Locomotive of the USL Championship 2-0.
Oh,
Viva Bujos.
El Paso Locomotive sounds like an old Soviet team.
Loco-
sounds like-
locomotive.
Yeah, it
Yes.
sounds. It's El Paso Locomotive sounds like. Oh yeah, they played in the old Soviet league. They were sponsored by like the Russian army, and like a train union.
In one of my favorite name matchups of the second round, the Northern Colorado Hailstorm beat the Colorado Springs Switchbacks 3-1.
Hailstorm's a good team name.
It's a great name. We name things after lots of weather conditions, but I've never heard hailstorm.
I don't know if I have either.
The one time I actually went to Colorado, we got caught in a hailstorm. So
So it's fitting.
yeah, it works
There you
out.
go.
I like it's an apt name. I'll say that.
Not an upset, but a noteworthy game. Sacramento Republic FC, last year's finalist. They lost to, I'm blanking on which MLS team right now, beat Crossfire Premier of the National Premier Soccer League 5-4 after extra time. After losing most of this game, they gave up a 2-0 lead in the first 13 minutes of the game, and then scored 2 goals in the last 9 minutes of the game to send it to overtime. Crossfire immediately retook the lead in the 93rd minute. It was tied in the 97th, and then Republic took their first lead of the game in the second half of extra time in the 105th. Crossfire tied again, and then Republic went ahead for the last time in the 113th minute. So this took all 2 hours to figure out the winner of this one. And I was able to catch a little bit of this. It was just a wild, wild game. So our final game of round 2, which ended about 15 minutes before we started recording here. I managed to catch all of the extra time in this one. Chicago House Athletic Club of the United States Adult Soccer Association and the Midwest Premier League.
What?
The United States
defeated-
Adult Soccer Association just sounds such a. It sounds
Yeah,
like
I had to spell that out just to remind myself to read the whole thing because it's just a wonderful, wonderful name.
So that's
USASA.
that's USASA. Yeah, that's just no.
Yes.
The Midwest Premier League. I love that part. The MPL.
They're the MWPL.
Oh, come on, man. MWPL. That's a little bit too much now.
Yes.
All right.
But they defeated Forward Madison of Madison, Wisconsin, one of the best Twitter accounts on the internet. Their social team is incredible. I am wearing one of their jerseys right now as I live in Florida.
one of the best logos I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yes,
When
no,
I think of
Up
Madison,
Flamingos
Wisconsin, I
forever.
think-
Yes.
You think of flamingos, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes.
because that's
That's,
the unofficial bird of Madison, because all the college kids had plastic flamingos. It's ridiculous.
Oh, is that really?
Yeah,
a
Is
there's-
it real?
Yeah.
They use them to measure snow depth.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's called. They refer to it as going full mingo. If it covers the flamingo, there's a whole thing. It's beautiful.
There's like a
I
weird-
cannot recommend following this Twitter account.
It is
highly
so-
enough, but
yeah.
they are so good.
I remember when I was in high school, our youth group used plastic flamingos as a fundraiser. Like we would flamingo somebody's yard overnight,
I like that.
and then you could pay like $5 to get them out of your yard, and then write down who you wanted to go to next. Or I think it was like pay $20 to make sure they never come back to your yard for that year.
Okay, I like that.
Love
Yeah.
that.
I love that. All of their jerseys are great. Holy shit.
Yes, no, they are great jerseys, great color scheme, great logos, like just really, really incredible marketing. Like I said, I have never lived anywhere within 200 miles of Madison, and I own multiple pieces of their apparel in Florida. So, yeah. So that marks two teams from outside the top three tiers of U.S. soccer that are still in the tournament. Chicago House, who just beat Madison, and Tulsa Athletic. Both of them will play MLS teams in the next round. There's a few games that don't feature MLS teams, but we are largely looking at getting the highest tier teams in here, and we'll update after the next round if interesting things happen. We had a lower tier team run to the finals last year, so who knows?
I like it.
Nice.
Hey, Beth, how are you doing?
Well.
Oh,
everything's
yeah.
great.
Everything's great.
Everything is
Mhm.
awesome.
Commish, let's do the pronunciation game first.
Okay.
Let's see how long that takes us.
Okay.
And then we can decide if we're going to do the Akron thing or not, because
No
just
problem.
for timing
We'll
wise.
see what's up.
Let me get up a scoring thing.
Okay. I'm probably
Oh
gonna have
no,
to share my
this was
screen.
our undoing last time.
So what I'm gonna do is we'll probably go through maybe half of these, depending on how long it takes.
Sure.
We were trying to figure out a way how everybody could play it at home or listening on the podcast. What I'm gonna do, it's the Louisiana pronunciation game. We can throw in some Zydeco music here, whatever you want to do, Jordan.
Yeah,
Wow.
I put a note to throw in win the Saints for the last episode, and I totally forgot to put it in. My bad.
It's okay. Your internet wasn't working. So what I'm going to do here, it's a Louisiana pronunciation game. I am going to try to spell the word and then allow everybody else to give their guess of the pronunciation of the word. Then I will give the pronunciation, the Louisiana pronunciation of the word, and then we'll give points from there. And hopefully this will be fun. We're trying to do something a little bit different for the off season. So let's see what we got going here, and let's hope everybody will enjoy this. So
Howie, hold up. First off, is there partial credit?
How many syllables do we have to get right? Like over 50% of the syllables, or
I'm gonna Commish. I'm gonna give you some powers here. I think.
okay,
You have
I
the
will
power-
give you. I will be. I will say close enough, and I'll give you a point if I say close enough. Like you'll get credit.
Okay.
You'll get full credit for a point if I say close enough. If you're way off, you get nothing.
Okay.
So we're good. I've started with an easy one. Now these are going to
I'm
be.
just gonna do everything in a Coach O voice.
That's fine. Yeah.
argue that maybe you just misheard.
That may work. That may work out. So
That's a burgundy. That's a burgundy.
we haven't even given the word yet, but okay.
All right.
So
Sorry, sir.
let's start here. These are just like Louisiana places. They could be streets in New Orleans. They could be cities. They could be rivers. They could be parishes. They could be bayous. They could be anything in Louisiana that just has some interesting pronunciation with it. That if you're not from Louisiana, you probably will slip up on these. I'm gonna start with an easy one. It is a color. It is spelled Burgundy. So whoever would like to go first can go first.
I'm gonna guess it's burgundy, just like normal.
Okay.
You're saying it's pronounced like it's spelled.
Yeah.
I will say it's Burgundy.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Burndy and just drop the middle syllable.
I'm going to pretend that this town, assuming it's a town, I'm going to pretend it's populated by Pennsylvanians, and I'm going to say it's Burgundy.
Yeah, we would do that.
It is the town pronounced by Pennsylvanians is actually correct.
Oh my God!
It
This
is.
explains so much about why you do well in the Pennsylvania.
It is Burgundy.
No, it's,
So that
no,
is
it's
it.
not.
Yes, it is. It is a
No,
street.
it's not.
It is a street in the French Quarter of New Orleans. It is Burgundy. That is the pronunciation of it. Street in Louisiana, in New Orleans. So enjoy.
I
that
was
one.
like, oh, burgundy. That's like a French thing.
Yeah, you thought
Like
it.
that itself is French, so it
That's-
must be like the Duke of Burgundy. That's how you
That's-
say it, right?
That's what you thought.
That was my original thought too, but I just wanted to be different from you, so I
Ah.
decided to go Yinzer.
Okay.
All
One
right.
for Andrew.
So one for the representative of corn, channeling Pennsylvania gets one correct. So the corn representative. All right, word 2. The spelling is OUAC, as in Charlie, HITA. Whoever would like to go, let's make the one that got it correct go first. So corn
like
representative, give it a shot here.
I'm going to say Washita.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm gonna follow that. That was my leaning on this.
Say it, Kevin. Say it.
Kevin's got to say it.
Wachita.
Okay.
I'm gonna say it's Wakita.
I love that.
I'm gonna say it's Wachita. I'm gonna go with Wachita.
Wachita.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to give the representative from Corn and Kevin credit here. It is Washita River, Washita
Washita.
Parish. That is
Wachita Baptist.
That's
I know
right.
this.
Washita Baptist.
Yes.
Hell.
That's where it
yes.
came. That's
That, yeah. Again, these are kind of easy in the beginning. They're going to get a little crazy
Oh no.
a little bit
Oh,
later.
I am turbo fucked.
All
Oh,
right.
good.
So
You and me both.
I'm going to give Jordan like a half a credit here.
No,
No
don't
point?
do that.
Okay, he don't want it. He don't
No.
want it. He don't
God,
want it.
no.
folks.
I don't.
He
I
don't
don't want
want
your
it.
fucking pity
I don't
point.
want your pity point.
You know what? I'm
I
just gonna
feel
make
by
all of
knowing-
these as Pennsylvanian as possible. That's where I'm going from here on
There you
in.
go.
I feel by knowing it's going to get weirder, I'm just going to be like, this pronunciation makes no sense, and that's going to be correct.
Mhm.
All right. So we're moving on to another number 3. Everybody's probably laughing at this one already, but it's fun. All right, this is a 2-worder. It is a 2-worder, but in your head, think of the letter G, R, O, and then S as in Sam, E, and that's the first word. The second word is T, E, T, E. Enjoy. Let's make. I mean, we got to keep him going until he misses one. The representative of corn. What do you got here?
I'm going to say Grossete.
Gross Tet.
Oh, y'all from Gross Titty. Okay.
Someone had to say it.
Yep, someone had to say it.
I'll say grossetet. Grossetet.
All right. I don't think I can give anybody credit here. It is.
Oh God.
It is Gross Tate.
I'm sorry.
No,
Gross
it's
Tate.
not.
Yes,
No,
it
it's
is.
not.
Okay.
Gross
Okay.
Tate.
That last word is Tete.
Again,
There's not an A in there.
no, it is Gross
You might
Tate.
as well say like Tete. It's pronounced Bob. Like
Yeah.
Again,
Gross Tate.
that's it. All right. It's a small village in Iberville Parish. Its name is French for big head.
I know it. I
Yes.
fucking know what the French is. It's grosse tête.
Incorrect. Sorry, gross Tate. All right, I like that one. Beth
I
went
like
for
yours
it.
a lot too bad.
Beth went for it. Love it.
That's not a word.
All right, I lost the screen here. Where did it go? All
Oh
right.
no! What are you doing?
Okay, I got it. Did it go?
Yeah,
It's
good.
still
All right,
there.
we're good. So if I shrink it, it goes away?
Yes, it goes away.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I like looking at your faces doing this. All right. So here we go. This is all one word. So it's A, T as in Tom, C as in Charlie, H, A, F as in Frank, A, L, A, Y, A.
Yeah, that's not a word. That's Scrabble tiles.
I'm putting these letters back. I gotta journal letters.
I'm gonna go with Atchafalaya.
That's what I was gonna say. Atchafalaya.
I know this.
I mean, if I want to make it Yinzer, it becomes Atchafalaya, but
I'm gonna go Atchafalaya.
Atchaflaya.
All right.
Atchaflaya.
So it's Achalafa? No, I'm kidding.
What?
I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. Achafalaya. Achafalaya.
Atchafalaya.
It is a swamp.
Atchafalaya. Oh, wow.
Atchafalaya.
Okay.
Sorry.
Did any of us get close enough for your?
I kind of want to give Beth and then I think Kevin were close, or was it Andrew? They were close.
I was-
enough.
yeah, we
I
had
was
it. We
not
had an
close.
emphasis on syllable problem.
I think it was close, or was it corn rep?
It was corn wrap.
Yeah.
Corn rep and
had it.
Beth. Okay, I want to give them credit. That could pass. I would say that could pass.
Atchaflaya?
No,
How do I sing it?
Atchafalaya.
Atchafalaya.
I can't even say it right
Atchafalaya.
now. Y'all messing with me.
Atchafalaya.
I can't even say it.
Atchafalaya.
I've lost my accent here.
Atchafalaya.
Y'all are messing me up. I've lost my accent.
Hat jambalaya, which would be delicious.
Two things
I
I,
can't
really
even
need
say
to
it
try
anymore.
at some point.
I've lost it.
That's
Y'all-
jambalaya
y'all
is what Commish
ruined-
is gonna make at New Mexico tailgate next year.
And it's gonna be great.
Oh yeah.
Hatch green chili and jambalaya. Oh my god.
Y'all are really playing with my accent. I'm losing it here. It's lovely.
I'd say it's going well.
It's going great. All right. Next word.
Oh, by the way, Andrew 3, Beth 1, Kevin 1, Jordan 0.
Is
All right,
anybody
Andy.
else having fun looking at these and trying to pronounce them backwards? Because I'm having a very good time.
I assume they sound the same.
It'll
These
be
are all
fun.
palindromes as far as I'm concerned.
All right. Atchafalaya. All right. I got it back. Thank you. Oh, Jesus.
Atchafalaya.
Stop.
Atchafalaya.
Stop. Like I'm losing my accent. Stop it. All right. Next word. Let's spell it. It's going to be O, P as in Peter, E, L, O, U, S as in Sam, A, S as in Sam. So I guess
The Midwest in me just wants to start out with ope.
let me sneak on by you there.
But I think I'm gonna say Opelusa.
Anybody else willing to dare?
Opalosis.
That's,
Opelousas.
Opelousas.
Okay. I don't, some of you were close, but it's Opelousas.
Oh my god.
like the horse?
It's
Opelousas?
Opelousas. That's right.
I was so sure that last S
I'm
was
so
gonna-
proud of
gonna be
myself for
silent.
keeping that last S.
It was
I'm not proud of
close.
myself for anything else, but that
Oh
was
my
close.
god.
It was close. Shout out to Opelousas, the home of Tony Chachere's. I just want to give a shout out there. Tony Chachere's, the best seasoning in
I
the
mean,
world.
Shout out Tony whenever you can.
That's right. Got to shout out Tony Chachere's.
I have some in my closet next to the sword.
It makes an excellent snow melt if you're in a pinch.
It does. It does. Just use it as salt. I remember you did that.
It said on the can, use it wherever you'd use salt.
And
And, well,
it melted snow for him in Omaha. It's amazing. It's amazing. It worked.
You
It
can melt
works.
snow with anything chloride. That's the rule.
That's right. Next one here. So here
What
we go.
the fuck?
All right, enjoy this one. All right, so we're gonna start with T-A-N as in Nancy, G-I-P as in Peter, A-H-O-A. Like, does anybody want to go with this?
I'm practicing different pronunciations in my head to see which one sounds.
Like I'm mouthing them out loud because I can't. Like my head doesn't
Yeah.
work.
I'm just trying to Mississippi all of these, and that's the wrong response. But
there's,
Tangy
you know,
Pehoa. And I killed you.
I'm sorry.
the representative from Boston has the floor.
I'm gonna go with Tangipahoa. Tangipahoa.
I'm still laughing, Beth.
Tangipahoa.
I'm gonna say Tangipahoa.
Okay.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Ooh.
okay. All right. I think Kevin's got to go.
Yeah.
You can't do worse than I just did.
No, mine was close to Jordan's, and he said it his way, and it completely drove it out of my head. So
does that,
I
yeah.
can only say it his way now. But
What's fun is when we made the commish say it our way too.
Yeah, I'm losing my accents with this stuff, man. It's like I can't even. A chapalaya. I'm back. All right.
A Tachaphalaya.
Stop it. Stop it.
Yeah.
But only in
We'll
fly
just
fishing
go with
season.
Tangipahoa.
All right. Jordan is correct.
Holy shit.
It's Tangipahoa. So if Kevin was close to Jordan's there, I'm gonna give Kevin credit too. Tangipahoa, yeah, Tangipahoa Parish. There's also a city. So yeah, the one that Beth did that made my whole day. Thank you, Tangy.
I feel this.
Tangy
Yeah, I feel
Pahoa.
this would be especially great if we had a Boston representative playing this game.
Oh my God, yeah.
Just hear different accents try to pronounce
Listen,
it.
Tangipahoa.
I'm doing the best I can
Tangipahoa?
as the Yinzer adjacent rep
Close
this
enough.
evening. So,
If-
Fuck.
oh, I got this. I got this, no problem.
All right, I'm gonna spell this one first because I love Jordan's reaction of what the fuck is this? This is again. I
No, I
started.
think Jordan's right. I think this is pronounced the fuck.
It could be.
Close.
It could be. All right. So it's spelled T as in Tom, C as in Charlie, H-E, F as in Frank, U, N as in November, C as in Charlie, T as in Tango, E as in Echo. Enjoy. I'm like slipping in and out of military stuff, but I can go all military if you want me to.
But different military ones because you're flipping NATO and the U.S. one too. I believe.
Yeah, I can do both, but whatever.
Chafunkty.
That's as best as I could figure. Let's see.
I like Jordan's guess of the fuck.
That's
not my guess. I'm just saying I like that.
That was a good guess. I mean,
I think I'm losing by dropping too many letters out.
We're going too French and not enough Creole.
My problem with the last one was I kept too many in.
See, that to me just looks German as hell. So, I
Yeah.
guess if I was going full German, it would be Chafunkte. But
I'm gonna go with Chafunkty.
okay.
I'm gonna say Shefun.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
damn, that sounds like a word and everything.
Mine sounded like a word.
Words have no meaning.
They don't.
Everything sounds like a word.
Time is a construct, also.
I'm gonna go Chiefin.
All right. So I'm gonna say that two got kind of close here. Jordan and Beth, very close. If Beth
Oh my
went with
God.
the German pronunciation, she would have got it. It's Chafunkta.
Chafunkte.
Chafunkta. Sorry.
Okay.
Damn, taken down by the schwa again.
Oh, so close.
Are you giving points to anyone for that, Commish? Or no?
I mean, I did get
points.
9 of the 10 letters.
I'm gonna get like Jordan and Beth. I will definitely get both of you guys
Okay.
some points there. I'll do
We
that.
are at, but by the way, we're at Andrew 3, Kevin 2, Beth 2, Jordan 2.
All
So
right.
we're all locked up.
We're locked in here. So this
Oh,
one.
God damn it. Not this one.
I was gonna say I know this one. I've
Waiting
seen
for
this
it.
one.
This
Not
one-
this one.
This one you guys may know. There's a college here. There's, they have some great meat pies. You may know this. I threw this in there because, I want to give everybody some points, hopefully give you some points. But, again, I got to spell it for you. So it's N as in November, A as in Alpha, T as in Tango, C as in Charlie, H as in Hotel, I as in India, T as in Tango, O as in Oscar, C as in Charlie, H as in Hotel, E as in Echo, S as in Sierra.
Okay, let me get it out because I think I have it. It's Nakatish.
I'm gonna say Nakatochas.
Okay.
Nachitokus.
It's almost like you said nasty tookus, but okay.
Yeah, she's got a little Yiddish in there. It's a nasty tookus.
The thing is, I know I've heard it pronounced Nachitochus on this podcast, but I can't remember if that was a Jordanism or not. But I'm going to have to just go with Nachitochus.
Okay. I'm giving credit to Jordan. Jordan got it correct.
It
is Natchitoches. So, that's the home of Northwestern State. The Demons.
It took so much effort. To pull that from the edge of my brain.
All right, this one, I just want to see everybody's reaction when I flip the slide here.
No.
Okay, we're doing Louisiana and not Aztec cities, right? I'm pretty sure Cortez took this city down in the 1600s.
So this is
the sister city to Tenochtitlan.
Well, yeah, but it had a gap year in Greece somewhere.
Bear with me here because this one's kind of fun for me. This is probably one of my favorite ones to throw. There's a few more in the later in the slides, which I've made a PowerPoint for this. So this is probably the best PowerPoint I've ever made in my life. I'll just say that. I love it. So
the drop shadow on the text, yeah. I noticed the drop shadow and I appreciate that.
Straight up drop shadow over the picture of
it's not bevel.
Swamp. Mm-hmm. I couldn't bevel in
it's downright legible.
That's what we're looking for here. So this word is going to take me a while to spell, so I'm going to go a little bit slower here. But it's T as in Tango, C as in Charlie, H as in Hotel, O as in Oscar, U as in umbrella, P as in Peter, I as in India, T as in Tango, O as in Oscar, U as in umbrella, L as in Lima, A as in Alpha, S as in Sam. So enjoy my phonetic alphabet that I keep toggling in between different phonetic alphabets, but I'm just trying to help you out.
I'm going to read it through once straight for everyone. Tchoupitoulas.
Tchoupitoulas.
That's what I first went to.
Tchoupitoulas.
That was going to be my guess.
Okay.
I'm going to second that. Tchoupitoulas.
I'm going to go with Tchoupitoulas with the S.
Okay. I feel like Beth was kind of the closest here.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Kind of the closest.
Sometimes you just got to go
I'm probably going to give her credit because if you're not from New Orleans and you could give me that, I kind of know what you're talking about. But the name of the street is Tchoupitoulas.
Pennsylvania and Louisiana, distant cousins.
The PA to LA connection.
So the third syllable is the emphasis on Tchoupitoulas.
Tchoupitoulas, that's right.
But the S is there. See, I'm learning that we pronounce the S's.
We're about to get like 10 in a row.
Are you sure?
Silent S's.
No, I don't fucking know. I'm not sure. It's the Atchafalaya Swamp.
You guys are making me so excited for Pennsylvania pronunciation times.
Oh, this is going to be great. So I'm at number 10. We could probably cut it here. I have 23 after this.
Okay, well, we can do another round of
this. We'll cut it. We'll definitely do some more. We maybe stretch it to 3 rounds, but this is fun because I'm just looking at the time and I don't want to delay Akron again. All right. We got to get Akron in. All right. So we're going to go ahead and spell it. B as in boy, O-G-U-E. That's the first word. F-A-L-A-Y-A.
Does Falaya mean swamp? Like, what does that word mean? Can you use it in a sentence? What is the origin?
All right. Long. It means long.
I was hoping it meant
okay.
with rice and at, but
Definitely. I could have, maybe I need to throw in some food dishes to extend this further.
There you go.
Wait, I added one. I forgot. Yeah.
I'm gonna say that this is. I'm gonna go with it. This is Boogie Falaya.
Bouge Falaya.
Bogue
That's what I was
Falaya.
I was thinking it was Bouge Falaya as well, but to be different, I'm going to say Bouge Falia.
Kevin got this one correct.
Wow.
It is Bogue Falaya because I remember he gave us the name Bogue Chitto from Mississippi.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
That's right. So
And I
didn't know-
was not sure I had pronounced that right, but
No,
that
you did.
but you also said
I said
Bogue
yeah
Chitto
because I found
for
out there
that
was a
one,
Bogue
so-
Chitto in Louisiana and a Bogue one in Alabama, and I was like, I am sure this is not a Mississippi city, but it was. And apparently, because it's a long river, it's all over the place in those
Oh.
states.
So Bogue is river?
Bogue is river, yes. It's long river. That's what it means. It is the name in Choctaw. So, shout out to Tim.
By the way,
McGraw there.
we all tied at 3. By the way,
That's perfect.
perfectly symmetrical in all ways.
Amazing.
Love it.
We'll stop at number 10 because we got to give some love. We got to give some love to the team out in Ohio.
To our beloved Akron Zips.
That's right.
And we just zip it here.
Don't worry, beloved listeners. We're done with spelling now.
We're done with the spelling. You can
I first want to say that Commish called me in on backup on this because finding stuff about the Akron Zips separate than Akron high school football, separate than Akron professional football
oh,
is very difficult.
it was very hard.
Yeah?
So
Wait, Akron had professional teams?
yes,
Did
the Akron Pros.
back in like the
Okay.
old NFL days.
Yeah,
Yes.
the Akron
Okay.
Pros. Which is, it was very, very difficult. I was like, I need some help here. Of course, we're into our recurring season of the best season of all time for teams who are below 500 all time. The BSOATFTWAB 500 AT for short. Part 10 of 39.
Before we start, did you know that John Heisman coached the Akron Zips?
I did.
For 1 year.
You remember the 1 year?
1894.
And the 1 year that he was the coach of the Akron Zips, they played one game that year because we talked about it on the podcast previously, and they beat Ohio State 12-6, and that was it.
All you gotta do is be good at one thing.
That honestly, you think about that, that's almost the last time an Ohio team actually beat Ohio State.
Oh, I need to look that up now.
1921, it was Oberlin.
Okay.
I believe it was Oberlin.
The Yeomen.
Oberlin will come up in this situation here. So we have a debate for the Akron Zips here. Their two best teams in history were both 9-1. They do not have an undefeated season. 1929, the Great Depression, or 1969, the Summer of Love. You have the ebb and flow of Akron football in the worst of times, and probably, the Summer of Love, the best of times.
Akron football, Great Expectations. No, wait, wrong book. No, wrong book. Shit, that was Tale of Two Cities.
Tale of Two Akrons.
Beth, don't you give me that fucking look. I saw that look, Beth. Don't give me that fucking look.
I would never.
God damn it.
All right. I want to give a shout out to the Akron, the 1894 team, which again, we just mentioned, coached by John Heisman, beating Ohio State 12-6. That is their only undefeated team. I can't give you credit because you only played one game, Akron. 1930 Akron, which was 1 year after the 1929 team, of course. That makes sense. I don't know why I'm explaining that to you, podcast listener.
Time is not linear.
That's right. Time is not real. Thank you so much, Pit Girl, for that. And nothing makes sense anymore. They finished 7-1. 1957, 7-1-1. 1968, 7-3-1. They made their first bowl game in 1968. I'm sorry, 1968 is what I meant. They won their first game in the Grantland Rice Bowl. They earned a loss. They earned a loss to Terry Bradshaw. And also, of course, I got to shout out to the 2015 Terry Bowden Akron Zips winning the Potato Bowl for giving us the picture of Terry Bowden with potatoes. And
And my favorite Bowden Ball picture.
The Sickos Committee really loves that, and we're Cherry Mountain Hive. Akron's history is not great. They're below 500 all time. Their only conference title was in neither of the years that we're talking about here. It was actually in 2005 when they won the MAC at 7-6.
Yes.
Just the best sport.
It is amazing. So we have a couple of different things that I want to just lay out for the 1929 team and the 1969 team. In 1929, Akron shut out 7 of 10 of their opponents. They outscored all of their opponents by a total of 158 points to 21. In 1969, Akron again finished 9-1. They finished ranked 3rd in the AP NCAA College Division poll, which is essentially the FCS before it was called FCS or 1AA. And they outscored their opponents 316 to 103. So we don't necessarily know these two teams. They're kind of hard to differentiate. And again, very difficult to differentiate between the two 9-1 Akron teams. So I guess I'm going to go over the 1929 one, and I think Jordan is going to take the 1969 Zips, right?
Go for it. Yeah,
all right.
Go for it.
Because I'm leaning 1929 personally, and I believe Jordan is leaning 1969. Are we going to say that? We're going to divide that? Yeah. And then we got three other people here.
Moderators here.
We got three here. We got 3 people here, and we can decide.
Is this going to be a Lincoln Douglas style debate, or how are we doing this?
Absolutely.
We're going to lay out the history of both of these teams. So they were known as the 1929 Akron Zippers. So they weren't even the Zips yet. They were the Zippers because that was a fashionable thing at the time, a zipper. Amazing.
Zippers were a very, very big deal whenever they first came out.
Very big deal.
Huge deal.
Huge deal. And so were the 1929 Akron Zippers.
Shout out to stuff you missed in history class.
That's right.
Yeah.
Their coach was Red Blair. Fantastic name. Red Blair wasn't his real name, of course. The real name of Mr. Red Blair, not as good. It is Howard Holt Red Blair. Mr. Blair, fantastic history. He actually was a graduate of the Ohio State University.
Surprised me.
Oh, doesn't surprise you at all, right? He was a member of the 1920 Ohio State Buckeyes football team that played in the Rose Bowl. And so that was, again, he also played basketball. He was a halfback for the football team and the 1920 team. He was a coach for Akron, the Zippers, in basketball and football. Honestly, he might have been a better basketball coach than he was a football coach. I'm just going to say that. His record with the Zippers overall was 43, 30, and 5. That's a lot of ties, honestly. And in basketball, he was 89 and 40. So
way better.
I mean, 90 and 40 in basketball. So, I think if this comes out of nowhere for Red Blair, it's crazy. The captain of the team, his name was Harold Fry. He was an outstanding athlete at Akron University, earning 10 varsity letters while participating in track, basketball, football, and baseball. He is also a member of the Akron Sports Hall of Fame and the Summit County of Ohio Hall of Fame, which is weird. I didn't know counties had Hall of Fames, but apparently they do. That must be in Ohio.
Get you in one. We're going to get you in one now.
We're going to get me in a county Hall of Fame? Oh, I'd have to be in a parish one, I think.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah,
right.
I got to, I don't know if they have those, but sure. After he left Akron, Captain Harold Fry, he was a member of the Illinois State University's athletic staff for 40 years. He was their head baseball coach. He won conference championships. Again, so he might have been a better baseball player than he was a football player. So this is kind of a little bit of a theme of 1929 Akron. Maybe they were a little bit better in other things, but they still went 9-1. So just amazing. So I'm going to go over the 1929 Akron Zippers schedule. They began on the road at Toledo. They won 26-0. Then they played their wagon wheel rivalry game at home in Bucknell Field, which was only a 7,000 seat facility that opened in 1923. Eventually, it was replaced by the Rubber Bowl, but they won 25.
I'm sorry.
Replaced by the Rubber Bowl.
Oh, you hit when you said it the first time. You hit those B's and the
Rubber Bowl.
Rubber Bowl.
You're just
you dropped an R in there.
My
Rubber Bowl.
My mama said that they used to play in the Rubber Bowl.
Rubber Dubber Bowl.
I've got my Louisiana accent back. Thank you so much. Atchafalaya.
Atchafalaya.
Stop it.
Yep.
Atchafalaya.
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 Tangy
Atchafalaya.
Pahoa.
When Commish inevitably breaks down, he's just gonna be rocking back and forth. Atchafalaya. Atchafalaya.
Stop it. It's wrong. No.
Atchafalaya.
That sounded like Buster Rhymes. But okay.
I've got bars.
They went to Worcester. I'm sorry, they played Worcester. Or is it the Worcester Roosters? I don't know. But they won 12-7. They beat Western
Worcester.
Reserve.
It's
Western.
Worcester.
I know. It's the Worcester Roosters.
I know, I'll just play it around.
The Worcester Rochesters.
Oh boy.
The Worcestershire sauces. But they won 12-7. Then they beat Western Reserve, which I believe is related to Western Union. I don't know if you send money that way. They won 14-7. They're only.
Is that now Case?
That's
Western
Case.
Reserve?
Yes, that's Case.
Yeah, it's Case Western Reserve. I was just yes.
They merged with
They
Case.
merged. That's right. Their only loss was at Oberlin. They lost 7-2. So they lost. And again, this is why
Would you say Oberlin is known for its football primarily?
I think so. They are known for their football and their rough and tumble. The rough and tumble boys at Oberlin are known. That's what they're known for.
That's right. Again, and I feel like just because they lost, but they only scored a safety, that gives this team extra sickos committee credit. Their only loss, they only scored a safety, and they only lost by 5. It's amazing. They beat Hiram, or I don't know if I said that right.
It's Hiram. I live my
Okay.
life surrounded by those.
Perfect. 27-0. They beat Ohio Northern, 19-0. They won their last 3 games on the road at Case, at Baldwin Wallace, and at Mount Union. 14-0, 13-0, 6-0. Fantastic defense. They only gave up 3 touchdowns the entire year. The Zippers defense really zipped up all their opponents and shut them down. I love this headline: Akron 25, Kent nothing. The Akron University ran over Kent Normal Gritters this afternoon, winning 25-0. Kent held Akron.
Normal gritter sounds like a shitty waffle order.
I know. I want a normal gritter. That's how I get my hash browns
That's
done.
absolutely a British breakfast food.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Kent Normal gritter. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Totally.
I was gonna guess that it was at the very, very crappy diner down the way, and all that is sausage that isn't covered in a breakfast cereal like Lucky Charms.
You think people complain about how much time that there are in between plays, and you're like, oh, football's slow. They take too much time. Well, apparently in 1929 they were complaining about this too, because the article for the Akron and Hiram game, just the headline, it says Akron Hiram play 13 minutes. 13 minutes of actual football was played at Bucknell Field Saturday afternoon as the Akron University Zippers walked roughshod over Little Hiram College to win by a score of 27-0, according to H.B. Bixler of the Production Meter Service Corporation, who timed every play of the game. All right, H.B. Bixler. The
original reply guy.
Seriously, amazing.
The best thing in this little article at the very end, a timograph was used.
A timograph.
The old timograph.
That's right. So the contest started at 2:30 and it ended at 4:45. Bixler announces that there were 166 plays during the game, 75 in the first half, 91 in the final 2 periods, in that the number of plays, the ball was in motion for only a full 13 minutes. The average length of each play, according to Bixler, was only 47 seconds.
The average NFL game is only about 15 minutes. It's like 15 to 18. So this isn't really.
Yeah, this is not unusual.
No.
This is just.
It's just always been this way.
This is science because they used a timograph. Have you ever used a timograph to measure football? Didn't fucking think so.
I am justly rebuked.
Just saying.
No, I'm loving the idea of this proto sicko just hauling his industrial punch card machine to the stadium to record each and every
Crunching
play.
numbers. Oh yeah,
Just
running
punching numbers on the
punch
sideline.
Well,
Oh,
you
only
have to have your
4.7
timer graph,
seconds.
then you put your abacus next to it so you can keep track. He's
Mhm.
lucky there wasn't an earthquake.
There's a couple other headlines here in 1929. The final one of the season, the Zippers snag 9 wins in season race. The Akron University Fighting Zippers finished the 1929 season with an undisputed claim to the runner-up position in the conference. Their record includes 7 conference wins and 1 loss, in addition to 2 non-conference victories. So the thing that is funny about this team and their conference standings in 1929, right? Akron was 7-1 in the Ohio Athletic Conference. 7-1, amazing, right? In the standings, they list 3 teams ahead of them in the conference. One team above them is Dayton. They were 1-0 in the conference, and 4-5 overall. The next person above that was Heidelberg University. They were 2-0 in conference, 4-3 overall. And the conference winner was Muskingum University, 5-0, 6-2 overall. Muskingum didn't play Akron. Dayton didn't play Akron. Heidelberg didn't play Akron. And Heidelberg only played 7 games. So I don't know.
Heidelberg ain't played no one.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Heidelberg ain't played nobody.
This sport has never been normal. Don't
That's right.
let anyone convince you this sport has been normal. It has not.
We may
Never been.
we may have had normal colleges, but not a normal sport.
No.
That's right.
Can we just take a moment to appreciate this headline? Where we're talking about a zipper having snagged and it's good news.
Yeah, Zipper snagged 9 wins in season race.
That's right.
Beautiful.
Definitely not something about Mary.
But so now that Commish has told you about these ancient zippers, let's talk about the summer of love, guys. It's 1969. Things are happening. We're all freaking out.
Play the
And
Brian Adams song.
The Akron Zips are good again. Their head coach, Gordon K. Larson. Oh, by the way, I found out. I forgot about this. Do you remember where John Heisman actually started his career?
No.
No.
Oberlin.
Again, see that's more credence than my case.
The football powerhouse.
The
Went
yeoman.
from Oberlin to Akron, back to Oberlin.
That's
Like you
beautiful.
do.
Never leave Ohio. Let that be a lesson to you.
That sounds like some of my musician friends' careers. Like if you ask about like when their career like went off the rails, like, oh shit. Well, I left Oberlin, think I get a better gig at Akron, but it wasn't. I went back. That's their coach, Gordon K. Larson. Basically, the second most winning coach in Akron history. And that's saying something. Overall at Akron, he was 74, 33, and 5. He was there from 61 to 72. This is really his only head coach college position ever. By the way, he was also AD at Akron from 70 to 84. So he had that good overlap, kept going right into administration. Akron's bowl trip to the Grantland Rice Bowl under his tenure. Their 7-3-1 season in 68. But in 69, that's when they really had their good season. The Grantland Rice Bowl, by the way, which Commish had done some research on, was in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, where you want to go. And
Where I've always wanted to be.
Mhm.
right.
I mean,
And it featured
people make
some
fun
great
of Shreveport, but you could be going to Murfreesboro. Sorry, Middle Tennessee fans.
some great matchups such as Middle Tennessee State versus Muskingum, Tennessee State versus Ball State, Tennessee State versus Muskingum, Eastern Kentucky versus Ball State, Louisiana Tech versus Akron, East Tennessee State versus Louisiana Tech, Tennessee State versus Southwestern Louisiana, which is the Raging Cajuns,
Cajuns, yes.
Tennessee State versus McNeese State, and then Louisiana Tech versus Tennessee Tech. All bangers.
All bangers.
Then it became a D2 bowl game, and we had teams like Western Kentucky and Delaware in there, and Grambling and New Hampshire. So it was great. 69 year at Akron was 9-1, was their best previous all-time season record. Earned the coach the American Football Coaches Association College Division Co-Coach of the Year award.
In District 2.
Also during District 2. Also during his tenure, Larson coached 13 Little All-Americans, and his team broke 99 of the 166 school records, considering that they've been playing football at Akron, aka Buc-ee College, since 1891. During his 12-year time there, the coach was among the top 15 active college division coaches for most victories in the top 25, and in the top 25 with a 6.683 winning percentage. He was on fire. Their schedule we're not talking about teams like Oberlin and Case and Western counting as 2 schools, guys, okay? We're not talking about yeomen here. Yeomen and yo women. Who do they win at? First off, also, not at Bucktail Field. They're at the Rubber Bowl. A storied location that even in the 60s they were calling a trash stadium. The Cleveland Browns have played a couple games there and then said, we're never going there again. It's too trash for us, the Cleveland Browns. So, games.
Yeah, you've seen one Burning River, you've seen them all.
Win at Butler. At home win against Tampa, which I don't think they play football anymore.
No, they don't. The Tampa Spartans are no more.
But they used to be, but they come up in this a lot. Their one loss, they were ranked 7 in the country, and they had one loss, and it was at Eastern Michigan. And we all know that Ypsilanti's weird.
Mm-hmm.
We've already covered them, so you can't count that loss, guys. But then wins at home against Ball State, Illinois State, Eastern Kentucky. They go to Dayton and win. They go to Central Michigan and win. They play a Youngstown State game at a neutral site for a trophy called the Steel Tire. And then they end by beating Western Kentucky.
Did we find that steel tire?
Yes, I did.
Oh,
you want to see a picture of it?
I would love that.
It does exactly what it says on the tin, guys. I'll drop it in chat for you.
I'm still laughing at the timograph.
I have been trying so hard to find that, and I was so focused on it, I didn't hear him say that he had dropped it in here, and I don't know how you did that.
There you go.
Yep, that is a steel tire.
It is a steel tire, and underneath it, it looks like a xylophone, little metal chains. It's a list of all the games. So that's the steel tire. That's what it says. Right. Super gritty, what you want from this kind of game.
I like the hypocycloids. It's a good look.
It is, isn't it? Only loss was a 3-10 loss in Ypsilanti. Again, it's a weird place to play. Say what you say. We follow someone on the account, and I forget his name. I'll have to go back and find it and put it in here. He's really good about putting together news, like threads on Twitter that are news articles from across the ages on a certain theme. Like, kids these days are too soft. And then he finds articles from the last 120 years of people saying kids these days are too soft. I'm going to put together a list of like this article here where people are bitching about football game attendance for the last 120 years, and no one cheers, no one stands up. Because I definitely have found stuff from like the 1910s with this. From the Akron newspaper, first day on campus, exciting, but at the same time frightening. A whole new world being thrust in you in the space of a few hours. That world is yours for the next few years. A world that many of you no doubt wishing you could have thought a little more about before filling out the application form. Ouch. Slamming your own school in the first paragraph.
My
Not great.
God. And that's the sports editor? Jesus Christ.
Yes.
I see the fragment after the M-dash. I get you.
It was those forms that helped place you in this institution of higher learning, and it is those forms that are responsible for placing those new burdens on your shoulders. A burden which is mainly academic, but also falls in other areas. So we reached the reason for this article.
All right, we're going to have a drinking game because from now on, every time you see an M-dash, everybody takes a drink.
Lord.
No, because, oh my God, I'm not even going to read this whole thing because of all the M-dashes and everything else. This university is blessed with an outstanding athletic department, which is staffed by competent coaches and housed in good facilities. Competent is a good way to describe Akron coaches. The only thing lacking in the entire system is support. Sometimes the lack is shown through little coverage in local news media or through cutback in funds from the administration. But it is not lack of support in these two areas which is most distressing to members of the Hilltop athletic squads. It is the lack of support from the students which is the most disheartening. And it goes on past that to talk about no one cheers anymore. You have a lack of pride. A homecoming game in the previous year only had 2,000 people, that kind of thing. So it all comes down to you, freshmen. You come to Akron fresh with your high school spirit that makes high school football and college football in some places exciting events to witness. It is up to the freshmen to lead the way, which has been so poorly lit by the upperclassmen, so that the athletic program can take its place beside the improvements in teaching and expansions in physical facilities, which have long been a pride to both the university and proponents.
I hate to break it to Greg, but the Temple Dink cop beat him to this by about 20 years.
Yep, exactly right. And then I
And
would
had
also
a better
like
thesaurus. Sorry, Greg.
Yes.
I'd like to go to the next one. It was all fun and games, so they lost to Eastern Michigan. Headline is fall to EMU 10-3. First line is at least we scored.
Man, Greg is posting through it.
In the worst
no.
game played in the last 2 seasons, the Zip lost to Eastern Michigan Hurons 10-3. With 6 fumbles and 3 interceptions, sloppiness was the key to the game. But even with the mistakes and the fact that the Zips had trouble sustaining a drive, the game was close.
We need to get Greg a Twitter account,
Yeah.
assuming he's still alive.
Then we have Ball State boosts Zips morale, which is an awful headline with so many words.
Greg, what are we doing, Greg?
After a hard defeat at the hands of Eastern Michigan, Akron roared back to take apart a tough Ball State squad to the tune of, it cut off here, 49-9. So we had, but the Zips victory was so much more. Dan Ruff, who had been a lump for the first 3 games of the campaign, hauled in five touchdowns for 195. Sorry, five. Oh God, why did I cut off? Something for 195 yards and 4 touchdowns. So absolutely blew up.
Gotta love when you call your player a lump.
Yes. Then we also see from Homecoming, it's a sorority tug of war where the ladies fell into mud and everyone was happy, like you do.
Sure. Yeah.
There are 3 sets of ellipses in that one caption.
Yeah, let me read the caption because
Wow.
it's really good. Someone has a tough line to handle as sororities pit their strength against one each other at last Friday's mud tug. Weird word. Don't like that.
Nope.
Sponsor, sponsor, sponsored by
It's actually
Lambda
a
Chi.
town in Louisiana pronounced Mutug.
Sponsored by Lambda Chi fraternity, Alpha Gamma Delta. Alpha Gamma Delta pulled their way to victory. ... But one can't help but think that someone was playing ... dirty ...
Cheating in the honorable sport of tug of war?
I'm sorry,
of
that was
mud tug.
mud tug.
Mud tug.
Sure.
Mud tug.
They beat Illinois State, and then one of my favorite ones was a combination of Zips win in Thriller, and then right underneath it in this thing, second worst bombardment in history, another Pearl Harbor for Navy, about something that
I found that one.
It's about a
and I was
Notre
like,
Dame Navy.
I need-
Yeah, it's about Notre
I
Dame.
need that.
Yeah.
So it was the Akron Beacon Journal Sports. I was like, I found this on the 1969 team, and I was like, I am
Okay.
taking this whole paper. It says Zips win Thriller, like Flash's romp, and then at the bottom it's just like second worst bombardment in history, another Pearl Harbor for Navy. Oh my God! And that was Navy just getting the crap kicked out of them by Notre Dame. So I mean. Good Lord, that was like not even 25, a little bit over 25 years from actual Pearl Harbor. The Akron Beacon Journal. Did Greg write that one?
going for him.
Did Greg write it?
I think that was Greg.
Okay,
I think it was
don't know.
Greg.
All right, one Greg.
Greg likes the troops. No, it's fine.
Did you see the one above that Greg wrote?
Yeah, I was gonna
Okay,
finish
all
with
right,
that. That
finish
was
with that one.
Greg finished with an article called "For Akron Football, It Was a Very Good Year." 9-1, not bad. You should think that when you finish your season 7-2-1 record with a bowl bid, the following season, the following season's 1,000 yards in 10 games, the Zips had little trouble finding holes in the opposition line. Unfortunately, they did not get invited to a bowl game this year at 9-1.
No.
They had interest in the Grantland Bowl, but they didn't want to have the same 2 teams twice, and they already had Louisiana Tech. The game was in Louisiana at this point. They moved it to Baton Rouge, I believe, at this point.
Yeah.
And so it was a local game. They wanted to have a local team. And so they went with East Tennessee State instead of Akron.
I guarantee you that Greg wrote this article.
Oh, Greg wrote that article.
Okay.
Yes.
I was
Oh,
gonna
wait,
say
oh,
like
boy.
like the punchy simple sentence at the beginning.
That was what Greg did.
Yeah, it's
Greg likes
Greg's
punchy, simple
hallmark.
sentences.
The dreaded happened. Like, yep, that's Greg.
He did not hold back. He showed his bias in his writing.
I wonder if Greg went to Kent State or something. You know, it seems like he was like a rival, and he was really mad that, you know, he had the right for Akron football. I typed in Greg Sankey, and I was like, wait, no, that's not the commissioner.
No, wrong, not Greg.
It was Greg Varley. All right, I don't know why I typed in Greg Sankey.
So my argument for 69 is that they beat teams that you recognize. These are teams that they've continued to play, and they beat them big. Losing at Eastern by 7 is not a big deal. They'd gone to a bowl the year before. They would have gone to a bowl this year if they hadn't gone to one the year before. This team is the high point of Akron football. Commish, do you have a closing argument on your 29?
Do I need a closing argument for the 1929 team? Again, this is the Zippers. They were the record holders. They set all of the records in the history. I know the 1969 team wound up breaking 99 of those 166 records submitted. But I mean, I really think that the 1929 team, their only loss again was on a weird safety against Oberlin, which again, that team was the last team in Ohio to beat Ohio State, and they only gave up 21 points the entire year. They outscored everybody, just blew them away.
Let me here. I'm going to throw. I want to look real fast. Let's find out what Oberlin's season looked like in 29.
5-4.
Okay, and who'd they play?
I don't know.
I actually don't think Wikipedia has an article from 1920. I typed in 1929 Oberlin football, and I'm pretty sure that like Wikipedia's or Google's like, the fuck are you doing?
I tried to find it because I wanted to know what Akron did. I wanted to know what Akron did to get that safety, because again, at the Sickos Committee, we are very fascinated by safeties. I'm sorry, they were 4-4. A year 3-2 in conference. 4-4. I click on Oberlin to try to get Oberlin year records, but there's like nothing because there's
nothing there.
They don't exist anymore. The last time that Ohio State lost was Oberlin in 1921. That's it. There's not any other, like, the football was just done in Oberlin. So they're historic. I can't lean on the teams that and Akron can only play the teams on their schedule. If you're gonna lose a game,
that'll fucking hallmark of just play the teams on your schedule.
That's right.
So we will let you guys decide. Beth, 29 or 69?
I have to pull for 69 just because Greg Varley has become the most important person in my life, and that's what I've been Googling for the last 8 minutes.
There we go.
Damn it, over by Greg.
Kevin, who do you got?
Oh my goodness, that's a find. I am gonna lean 29. So we'll.
Oh man, no pressure on
the
me.
Final vote here, yeah.
What would Greg want you to do?
It's true.
Greg would say his Akrons and shit, and the freshmen aren't showing up to cheer.
It's true. I don't want to upset Greg. Greg's already got a rough life going on, it seems.
Man.
He has been through enough. However, the 29 team was a glimmer of hope in our dark period. And yeah, like, there is something to say about breaking records. There's something more to say about setting records, but also the first team to do something is setting a record. I still think I'm going to give it to the 29ers.
Okay. There you go.
Go Zippers.
Go Zippers.
We could definitely put it up to a Twitter poll. I'm sure everybody that listens to this podcast, all 40 people.
I'll make a thread with the relevant info for people to choose.
Go right ahead. Why not? This would be fun.
It may be true you ain't played nobody, but you still shut them out, and that's something to be said.
I mean,
also, I didn't throw this in because this would have leaned you the wrong way, but the Akron coach I was talking about, Gordon K. Larson, he passed away in 2005. His last place he was living was, like all Ohio people, the Villages, Florida.
Yep.
Yeah,
Mama's calling.
I was like,
Mama's calling you home.
I can't believe that the only conference championship that Akron had was when they upset Northern Illinois. That MAC year was awful. Northern Illinois was 6-2 in conference. Akron was 5-3 in conference, and they were both 7-5 going into the MAC championship game in 2005. That was the only year that Akron's ever won a conference title. I kind of feel like they probably should have won one in 1929, but again, there was no maximum or minimum conference games back in 1929. So this is weird.
We'll always love you, Mac. Okay, folks, that's what we got for tonight. We will see everyone on the other side on Sunday. We will have another team to talk about. We'll play more games. We'll just
maybe more Louisiana pronunciation games. Atchafalaya.
No.
Atchafalaya.
Attachafalaya.
No.
Attachafalaya.
Y'all did so bad. Y'all caused me to lose my pronunciations.
That's all we can hope for.
Absolutely amazing. Everybody tied at 3 through 10. Amazing.